Hi there, my name's Mel and I'd like to talk to you about tapping into your energy and switching on the brain. Have you ever wondered why some people are more alert, more mentally alert, learn more easily, are more coordinated at sport and play? Have you ever wondered why yourself you have more energy at some times than others? It's all got to do with the energy systems in your body and how the brain works. So before we begin, I just want to talk to you a little bit about the brain. Okay, the main part of the brain is the cerebrum, and it's in two parts, which is more commonly known as the left and right brain. And some people are more dominant in the left brain and some people more in the right. Left brain dominance is more around logic, linear, writing, arithmetic, those sorts of logical, detailed things. Whereas the right brain is a lot more creative. It looks at space, awareness, landscaping, music, creativity, all those really fun things, big picture. And once we start to take in that information in the right side of the brain, then we start to drill down a little bit more into the detail and move over to the left, where we start to link it to other things that we know, information that's filed away and stored. We start to get down into the finer details and we build on what we already know. For example, on the way home this afternoon, I have to remind myself to make sure I've got something for dinner. So I might be creative in what I'm cooking, but I need to make sure I get the ingredients. So I start to use both sides of my brain. How can we better use both sides of our brain? Research shows that people with a greater mental ability generally have a stronger corpus callosum, which is the column of neurons that connects the two sides of the brain. General comment here, but women more often make greater use of the right hand side of their brain and therefore generally have a thicker corpus callosum. So how can we strengthen the corpus callosum? Good question. Well, the research that I have done indicates that by doing specific brain exercises, you can actually strengthen the corpus callosum. There are other things that you can do, for example, relaxation, eating well, using the right side of the brain more, things like crossword puzzles, Sudoku, those sorts of things stimulate the right hand side of the brain. But what I'd like to take a look at now with you is a simple range of exercises or movements that are used in various techniques for things like brain gym, educate, energy healing, energy exercises, those sorts of things. So before we start, what I'd like to do is just have a drink of water. Just grabbing my water. Because this is really important. The body is made up of over 75% of water, and there's a reason that we need to keep hydrated. Love that water. So once we've had a drink of water, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to switch on our brain. So how do we do that? Good question. We're going to massage the points that are known as our K27, which are meridian points, used in acupuncture. So your clavicle bones, which are situated just here, I want you to get your thumb and your middle finger just slightly under your clavicle bone. Most people have a bit of an indent there, but don't worry too much if you don't. And I want you to just massage those points. Now some of you may find that's a little bit tender, and if you do, you probably need it a little bit more. So you can either do it with your thumb and your middle finger, or you can use your fingers, your middle fingers on either hand. Now as you're doing this, I want you to take a nice deep breath in and out, and in and out. and in and out. Now that was your K27 points. Really good for switching on your brain. The next thing that we're going to do is called cross crawl, which is really about crossing the midline of your body. So taking your right hand, step back a little bit here. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to start off by marching, and then we're going to cross the outside of each knee with the opposite hand. We're going to touch the outside. Okay, this starts to strengthen the brainstem and the corpus callosum and starts to integrate whole brain thinking. So just repeat that. Now the next thing that we're going to do is what we call a lengthening exercise. And I'm sure that for people that have been to the gym or played sport or even around the home will have done these sorts of things. These are really good for concentration and focus and teamwork. And the first one we're going to do is called a calf pump, which is a calf stretch. So what I want you to do is to rest your hands against a wall or a solid surface like this picture behind me. Place your feet apart with both feet facing forwards in a line. And I want you to take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, so the weight is on your front leg, as you breathe out I want you to lower that weight onto your back leg. Take a deep breath in and up and back down and out. Just repeat that for a minute or so and change over. And the last thing that we're going to do is what's called a Cook's Hook-Up, named after a gentleman called Wayne Cook. And this is something that I always finish off with, I guess. It's like my full stop at the end of my sentence. So if I'm doing brain gym, I start with water, I switch on my brain, I do a couple of exercises, and there's quite a lot around depending on what I'm looking for. And then I finish it off with what's called a hook-up. So to do this, put the backs of my hands together, cross over, clasp them, and go up and under, cross my feet. You can do this either sitting down or standing up, and then I just take a couple of nice deep breaths. Then I uncross my hands and put my fingertips together like a steeple, uncross my feet, and just finish it off with a couple of nice deep breaths. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And in through your nose and out through your mouth. And one more. And that's it. So I like to do these exercises every day, and I find that it improves my concentration and memory, my energy levels, my confidence levels, my stress levels, and lots of other things, my coordination. So hopefully you'll try them and you may find that you'll get those benefits as well. Thank you.